Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, yes, today we learned how to create a React TypeScript application and changes. So, one change you will find regularly. Where is that change? While creating state, while handling any data, you have to make everything strongly typed. We need to make all of them strongly typed. So, generally, one more important I showed you when you are reading and presenting, null is important. So here, so null reference related example. Yeah, this is our TypeScript React application. I showed you that we need to create a contract. Any data we are dealing with, you create one contract. And just here we need to use a null reference if it is not initialized with any data. If it is initialized, then no need of that. So what else changes is rest of everything is same. Whenever you mention some data, make sure that mention its type. When you create a reference, mention it type. So when you are creating controlled components have props now. Now tell me what will be the data type. Props type. Suppose whenever we are creating some controlled component, roughly I will add here controlled components. In this, we are adding a navbar dot tsx. Now this navbar dot tsx export function navbar. This is navbar and it will return a simple nav roughly. Now, generally, if it is a control component, it expects props. Na? What is the data type? What is the data type of props? Yep. So what is the data type of props? I given already while learning it. It is an object type because props contains keys na props dot title props dot items. So that means now how do you configure the properties? How to configure an object? To configure an object, you need to define a schema na, and this schema contains what? So suppose title is what type? String. It contains items. Items is what type? Suppose items is a string type array. Understood? That's how we need to define. So now here we know that. So we have a span and suppose just I'm adding here title. How to display title? Props. Props dot what? Title. They are strongly typed. How to read the items and use the items? So we need another div. In that we have items to read. Items, props dot what? Items dot what? Map. Read every item. For every item, we need to create a span. And in the span, we need to display the item. This span needs a key, and the item is the key. Am I right? So, whenever you create some control components, the properties are configured as an object type. That's one another change you will find in TypeScript. So, What is one more change? Yesterday given few changes, right? So controlled components in TypeScript. Controlled components in TypeScript. Controlled components in TypeScript. So no need to explain what are controlled components. Just the concept here is props in controlled component is configured as object type. It uses a schema. It uses a schema or contract. You can use a contract also, na? It uses a schema or contract to define types. To define type. It uses a contract or schema to define type, because if you want the same rules to be used in other components, then what you do? Create one contract, means interface, and use it in the type. So you can adapt that as a type also. So syntactically, what will be there? So we have export function, some navbar, and props, and it is the schema, key and data type. You have to define the key and data type. So when you are defining this, that's important. So how to use properties and all, that's no need to give example. Already we learned. Only the change, how to declare them. Okay, next, another change, what you will find here is, suppose, let's put here, let's say I have some data binding or something. Anywhere we can give. Suppose we have a button, and we are having a text box. So input type is text. Okay, so this button is like, suppose, search something. Now we want to write the events, and let's put constant. We have a search string, set search string is equal to use state. What is its data type? Its data type is a string, and it is empty. There is no specification about that, but we know that it is a string type. We have a function handle change. On change, we have to collect event arguments now. This handle change will be used by this text box on change. What is it? Handle change. We have to collect the data by using event argument e na. What is the data type of e? E refers to what? It has both event details and element details. It is event listener na. It have both event and element related details. So what is the data type of e? See, you can solve any problem just by saying any, right? That means you can say any type. Any type means it will take anything. But we want to make it strictly work for only events, event arguments. So all events are derived from where? All events in React are derived from where? They are derived from a base class called synthetic event. Am I right? They are derived from synthetic event. So you can configure this as synthetic event type. If I make it as synthetic event type, that means through I can access, you can see target. Previously, you will not see this type of help because they are not strongly typed in JavaScript. You misspell or you give some errors, they are resolved only at runtime. But now compile time, they are perfect. That means what is the data type? That means e dot target dot value na. So v dot target dot value. But you can see, so this is showing doesn't exist because as of now we are not binding with any value. Then what is that? It may be there, may not be there. Later it will come. Value is not there initially. Later it will come. Then what to do? We have to define as optional chaining question mark na, right? These are basic rules important. This will not create any problem. It will just allow to access. Or one simple problem, you can simply make it as what type? Any type. You can make it as any type. But problem is when you make any type, it will not show any help. Now you have to manually use e dot target dot value ID. It will not show you compile time issues. So when you make it strongly typed, it will verify compile time. At compile time, it can check the problems and resolve. But now at runtime, it will verify them. Then issues will come. Anyhow, React 19 internally have given compile time error checking. But developer can immediately recognize whether it is a problem or not while typing itself. No need to compile. But now, after compiling only, we will know the error. So here, what is the data type for events? So event type. So all events are derived from synthetic event. All events are derived from synthetic event base. Event arguments are of synthetic event type. Are of synthetic event type. Function some handle change E. So that is synthetic event. These small changes you need to notice. So that's it. All others will work normally. There is no much change. One more you will find what is it is in real world projects, not everywhere. If the projects are huge, large scale, and there, if they are changing the routes dynamically, regularly routes are not fixed, they will be changing. Then in such type of applications, separation, reusability, routes are created by using a route object. In TypeScript, also little change. You should know what is its type, data type of route object. Actually, route object is not required in small applications and not required in even large applications where we don't change the routes. Routes are not changed, they are fixed. They will work forever. We will not change the routes. If you are looking for changing the routes, if you are looking for modification in the routes, that means the routes you written are not fixed. They will be regularly changed or some new things will be added into it. Then we prefer using creating route object. JavaScript route object, TypeScript route object, almost everything same. Only the point is data type, how to configure. I will show you. So here, small change in this also. What it is route object in JavaScript and TypeScript. React applications, React applications that change their routes regularly. React applications that change their routes regularly and needs frequent extensions are configured with router object, are configured with router object. So JavaScript is not strongly typed. Hence, it can configure object directly. Hence, it can configure object directly. So JavaScript is not strongly typed, so it can configure router object directly. How we do in JavaScript router object. So the process I will show you. How do we do that? So actually, see now, for that, I need to take you to, yeah. So let's go to our previous project, React demo app. Yeah. So this is our JavaScript project. Suppose I'm configuring, you can replace the same with to do, right? I will share that also. So see now, here suppose I am configuring a separate SRC. In that we will go to food delivery. That means we are just creating some food delivery project. So in that we have a food index dot what JSX export function food index. Okay, return this food index. So just fluid. And this is actually food index. Fine. Now what should happen is we need another one. So food, suppose after index we will go to menu dot what JSX. So food index and this is food menu. Food menu. Okay, this is food menu. Here we will just put menu items. Roughly, I am giving just food menu. Let's add that food menu. And here another one is food details dot JSX. This is food details. This is food details. We are accessing details. Now what we want to do is we want to create a simple navigation. Application will start with food index. After that, from food index, we can navigate to menu. And in menu, when we select anything, it will show in details. That means we want parent, child, like routes to configure. And this will be regularly changing. Some new items are being added. Regular extensions are required. Then what we do, if the routes are not fixed, they will be keep on changing. Then what you do is now create a separate folder in the src by name routes. We are creating a separate folder called routes. In that, what we will do, we will create a file called routes.jsx. We are creating routes.jsx. How do we configure the routes? Export constant routes. We are creating routes. So that means our routes are router we are creating, and it is a browser router. So we have a option create browser router. This is a method. What is create browser router? It is a collection of routes. Collection of routes means it is an array. It is an array. And every route is an route object. That means every route is an object. And every object contains a path. And what is the path? Slash. On slash, what it should execute element. Which element it should execute? Suppose food index. That means by default, which element will come? Food index. So we will have another path. So what is another path? Another path is what? Slash. Another path is like menu, right? What this will do? This element will render what? Food menu. It will render food menu. What is another one? So we are having another one. Another one is we have acha. We will create details as child route, right? First we will put this one more. Let's go to food delivery and add not found. Not found dot what? JSX. In that, what we will do here, we will say not found, and here we will put a message. So H1. So page you requested not found. That's the message we are giving. Page you requested is not there. Okay, now what should happen in the routes JSX is during the here itself you can mention how you can mention you can have an error element. What is error element? Error element is what? Not found. That is the error element. Not only that, you can separately write if you want. How you can separately write if path is asterisk na? If path is asterisk, which element it should render? Not found. Not found element it should render. This is how we create the routes. That means we can configure the routes separately in a router file. Now this should be used by our application. How our application uses is simple. We have to go to main.jsx. In main.jsx, here we need to configure a route provider. This route provider is expecting, so routes, it is expecting router. Router is coming from where? We created a router, router in routes.jsx file. Remember, just now we created this. We have to use that router. That means our application will start with the routes configured inside this router. Now let's run this and see. npm run, what is it, dev. It started, and it should start with food index. It is automatically starting with the route. Now what is another point is links are all same. What is it? We will go to food index. Here we will put a link. This link will navigate to, it should navigate to slash, what is it, menu na. I will give here food menu, go to menu or view menu. And what should happen now? There is a view menu. I click on this, it should get menu. You will navigate from one path to another. And in menu, for example, let's go to food menu. Here we have to put, so back, another link. This is back. How do we go back to slash na? That means in the menu, when I click back, it will go back to index. So we are using menu item, view menu. It is navigating to menu, and we will come back. For example, what happens inside the menu? I want to view the details. So inside the menu, we want the details. So inside the menu, so here I will put a horizontal line. Here I want the details. That means how do we configure here? We will put a link, and link to which one? Details. Link to details. It will go to details, and it should print those details below. Then what we will do to print the details? We need an outlet now. This is child route, right? That means when I click on details, it should get the details. So we have details. When I click on details, it should get me the details. But actually in menu, details is not there. In menu, details is not there. How to configure the child routes? Go to route.jsx. In the menu, we need to define child route. Na? Then here we have to use children. We have to use children. Children is a collection of routes. In children, what is the route? Route path is what? If route path is details, am I right? It should render which one? If route path is details, which element it should render? It should render what? Food details. Food details it should render. That's how we configure child routes. By using children, we have to configure this. Now what happens here is when I click on details, the details will come there. That means in the parent, it will configure the child. So back, it will get back to food index. From here to food menu, details is going to display the details there itself. That means we can configure the child routes. Here one more technique is there. Generally, when the details will come, so the details will come when you click on details. Na? You don't want like that. Directly you want something to load. Automatically child should load here. Without calling the child, details should load here. Then what you can do, instead of path, you can just make it as index. You can make it as index. Index is what? True. If index is true, then automatically it will become the startup. Directly it will come. You remembered in our to-do application in child route, we written an empty na? Remembered? Right? I will show you. In to-do application, here, where is it? In the index, yeah, in the index, you see these are all child routes in dashboard, na? And this you are giving as a path, na? So no need to give as a path. You can just write as what? Index. If you write, means if your path is empty by default, it should come. Then mark it as what? Index. If you mark it as index, directly it is going to show the details. It is going to access the details and display the details. So you can access directly by using this, or you can load on request. You can load on request, you can directly load. If you want to directly load, you have to configure as what? We have to configure as index. That means in the routes, that is configured as index. If you don't configure, you put path as what? Details. You know when to use slash, when not to use slash. When to use slash, we have to use slash when it is a absolute path. If it is relative path, we should not use slash. Right? So you see now when I click details, then only details will come. This is the technique. How do you create the routes? In applications, remember, in real time, majority of situations, we don't use this also. We directly use normal routes. When we need this, if your routes are not fixed, your routes are keep on changing dynamically, you need to add some routes. In that case, such applications will define routes in a separate file. Otherwise, it's not necessary that you have to use it. Now, the point is, many times people come and say that, sir, in real time they use this. Who said if in real time they use this? Why they given a browser router component? Browser router routes just for entertainment. Uh, in real time they don't use. Then why they developed it? It's not like that. It's just very basic thing, right? Your application doesn't need this every time. What is problem in this? The problem in this is nothing but if you create a separate router module, separate routes in a module and you load them explicitly, then obviously it will affect the performance. It is going to affect the performance. That means, as a basic web developer, number of files, number of requests are increasing, page load time will increase. That's nothing like this is best. This is used in real. Everything is used in real time. Only the point is we decide which one is best, which one is for the situation, which one we need to use for that particular situation. So now what is the change in TypeScript? Everything same. There is no change. Only one change will be there in TypeScript. What is the type of this router? You need a you declared a reference. It should have a data type, na? What is the data type of this router? In TypeScript, what can be the data type of this router? Actually, here it is saying it is a router type, right? It is saying it is a router type. Actually, in TypeScript also same, simple. What you do, you configure as what type? Router type array, because it is handling array, na? Because it is an array type, na? So that means it is in router type array. You need to configure as a router type array. Not here. You have to do that in your TypeScript. That's only the change you have to do. The rest of everything is same. So what is the change in JavaScript router object? So how do you define here? Just basic points I will give. Create a new routes folder in SRC and add into SRC. Add a new file routes.js, JSX. Add a new file routes.jsx. Configure routes. How do we do? Constant routes is equal to, sorry, router is equal to, we will export this. Create browser router. It is an object with paths, with element. So with children, children again comprises of object. Just roughly. That's how we configure the route. This is one route path. I will push that into GitHub. You will get the updated one. The example I added into that because it is already connected to Git. So next one is go to where. So you have to go to main.jsx. In main.jsx, we have to configure. Main.jsx is just we have to use an import route provider from React router DOM. And you need to import routes. Routes from routes. You have to import routes. What we imported routes only, na? Router. Router from routes. We given the name router. Then route provider. Routes will come from router. Router will come from router. So I will push that code into GitHub. You can get it from there. But just example, I am giving routes. Routes dot what JSX. I will copy that routes JSX code. How we write it. Just rough code how we write it. So this is important. And now what is change in TypeScript? So TypeScript router object. TypeScript router object. Just type will change. So what changes we have to do is we need to configure the router. So let's stop this. Okay. We will go to the TypeScript here. TS app. Same concept, nothing change in this. Obviously, you need to install browser router, right? npm install react router what? DOM. Save. You need a router DOM library. And here, just first rough point I will add. in src this time you have to add, what is it, routes. In that, what is the file name? Routes dot what? tsx. It is tsx, extension tsx. We need to give the extension tsx. And how do we create here? Constant. So we can create a constant. What is it? We have to create routes. It is of what type? So that means routes is a, what is type? Route type array. So actually we have a router. So router type array. So what we have to define, you have to configure this. So what we need to configure as an array is equal to, we need to define the array, but we need to import na. First we'll import here. So what to import? Router from React router DOM. You have to import, and we need a constant. What is it? We have to configure router. It is what type? Router type. Oh, router type array. So that means we need to define like an array. So we need to use this router type array. So, or sorry. So this is to be create na. Create, what is it? Browser router. So we need to configure like this. So this is type. Okay, it is a data type. You need to configure as what? Type. That's newly they added from interfaces na. Base properties. That's fine. So yeah, it is fine. So this is not any issue. This is a router type. Okay. Actually, if I, why we need to define type, you know already. Why we need to define type? I told you that if it is an interface, you cannot directly import it. You need to configure as a type. In the latest versions, they made this. You can do one more also. What is it? Suppose I don't mention the type. I just create a browser router here. So I just created as a browser router. And you know what is the type here? It is what type? Router type. And it is having objects, configure the objects, everything. So you need to just mark it as what? So you need to mark this as what? Export. You need to export the router. You can configure the data type. So, but implicitly it defines the type so it can use. And you can see it is what type? Router object type. That means this is a router object with a collection of routes. So how do we mention the data type? We can mention the data type as router object. We have to mention the data type as router object. Router object, what type? Array type. But we need to import that router object. What is it? Router object. We have to import the router object, then it will be of that particular type. And why it is showing error? Because actually, why it is error? Because according to router object rules, every router object requires a path, requires an element, requires index. Without that, they cannot. That means element is mandatory, path is mandatory, or index. Path is optional, index is optional, element is compulsory. If anyone is missing, it will not allow na, because you are using a contract. That means this router object is using this router object. So it is using the contract. So I will make it as, they are mentioning that it is not a router object. We will mention from where? React router DOM. React router DOM. So it is router object from React router DOM. Have they made any changes? Let's check this once. This is not having any change. let's check, are there any changes? Because actually it is just a route object. Acha, route object. It's a route object type array. Why? Acha, it is an interface. Huh? Type is fine. Route object type array. That is okay. Now you can see what it is doing. It is missing now with the properties. What are the properties you need to configure? The properties you need to define as what? Path. And one more option we need to configure as what? Element. Element, we don't have any element, we need to define. So that means what we have to do, roughly I will just add some element here. I will just roughly add this element here. So what is the issue? This is enough actually, no problem. It's saying that length issue, huh? Means some mandatory properties are missing. Let's check their React router DOM. This is official React router DOM. In their documentations, have their documents related to TypeScript. TSX is there, na? Routes means we need to check, are there any changes in that? So there are no changes. React router configuration. This is not the file. We have actually this is enough in TypeScript. They haven't given all the TypeScript options. Let's check. They don't have any route configuration file. Children is there, index and path is there. Some interfaces. So these are all not required. Just let me check once. A route object, why the problem? Let me check this data type. So we'll go to definition. It is a type. So from where it is derived, route is a route object type. Okay. So it's a ordinary type here. Types are interfaces, huh? Then so we will create constant. We will try another technique. Route object type array paths and element. Roughly, I will put an element here and export constant. So router, create browser router. Into that we will pass what? Routes. Okay, that is fine. But it is saying it must be imported as type. Means they have small change in this. Imported as type. Now issue is okay. Okay, na? That is no problem now. Yeah. Because this is new TypeScript. In TypeScript, newly they added the type. Yesterday I told you, na? If it is an interface, actually we can directly import interfaces. You don't need to mention the type. In recent TypeScript, they have changed the data type. They mentioned that interfaces are type. They are used as data types. So you have to import as what type, and we need to configure as type. So what we have done, we created a routes. Routes are of what type? Router object type. In that we will have a collection of routes, and we will create a browser router. Into that we will pass the routes, and we will export as what? Route. And how to use this in any location, you know. In main.tsx, here we have to use which one? Here we have to use the route provider. Na? Route provider. Route provider use what's? Router. Router will come from where? Router in routes. You need to import like this and configure. That's how we need to do. So what is change in TypeScript is, in TypeScript, the routes that you configure, they must be defined as what type? Route object type. And route object type is an route object interface. So it is derived from this interface. It was not earlier. Earlier we can directly import route object. Even today, in several online examples or YouTube channels, you will find directly route object only. You will not see this type. This is from latest. So if you implement the same, you will fail. So you need to make sure that whenever you import interface and use, don't use in the same way how they are defining, because your latest TypeScript version is 5 above, where this type is introduced for interfaces. You have to import every interface as what? Type. You need to resolve that. So let's see what is the change here. What is the change? TypeScript router object. Here some changes. So first point, here we will have create same routes folder in src. Second, add routes dot tsx. So configure routes collection. Configure routes collection as route object type. As route object type. So here import create browser router and the type as route object from React router DOM. So whenever we get any doubt like is there any change happened in that, you can track as I shown you just now. Go to definition, go to its root. Then you will find is it a class or an interface, how they configured, so that based on that we can import. And we have constant routes is what type? Route object type array. We need to configure the routes. We have a path. So we have element. So we have like same things are there like children. So this is array. After that, you need to export this. Export constant router is equal to create browser router. Into that, we have to pass the routes. That's how we need to do. Route provider in main.tsx is same, huh? No change. What we do, route provider. So it uses a router. Router is coming from your router. That you have to import. Right. So this is general option. So routing related, if you are defining everything in a file, no change. That means directly you are writing browser router routes, same, no change. If you are separately maintaining, then this is one change you need to handle, right? So I will just give here routes dot what tsx. Just rough code. You can build the infrastructure accordingly. Okay. So this is the change in a TypeScript router object. Now, are there any changes in other concepts? No. Forms, interactions, everything same. There is no change. All hooks are same. So all life cycle events, everything will be same. There is no change. Only in every location where you use data type, make sure that you configure the type. That's only the change you have to do. Now I will show one small application end to end, because see, end to end is project for somebody who knows end to end development, right? That means you learned a complete backend technology, and you learned how to create APIs services in your backend technology. Then how we can use it in our front end? Just we need the APIs. We need to interact and configure the APIs. So we can teach one end-to-end project to people who know end-to-end development first. They are full stack developers. Actually, for people who are having knowledge of MERN stack, means in the backend they know Node.js, or backend they know Express.js, where we build the backend libraries. We have a separate project for that, right? If you are learning Python or Java like other technologies, those technologies people have to teach you how to create the APIs. How do we design the APIs? How do we create the APIs? I will share one small MERN stack project which we do with our regular UI full stack people, the MERN stack application, because they know full stack development. I will show you that. I will share that document project with you. People who are already completed their Node.js, Express.js, they can try it. They can try that project. I will show one project here. You can also try, but you need knowledge of Node and Express.js like concept. So what I will do, I will give you the setup. If you do the same setup without that knowledge also, you can run this project. You can try that project, you can see. But that is completely for people who have a awareness of this backend, right? I will show you the point. Actually, I will give one TypeScript, suppose TypeScript video library project. So this is a video library project. In this video library project, this is a complete Monstack application actually. In this video library project, so a few highlights I will give here. So actually, admin, admin is a user. What admin can do is admin can log in, admin can upload so video. This is a YouTube embedded video. YouTube embedded videos. Admin can upload YouTube embedded videos. Admin can edit video. So admin can delete video. Delete video. Admin can search. So that means you can give search, find, filter. That means you can simply say filter, filter, sort. All such operations admin can perform with paginations of videos if there are many. All are implemented in this project. We take it from MUI. We learned MUI now. So from MUI, we can add the styles and all. And user will be there. What user can do is user can register, user can register, user can log in, and authorization will happen based on cookies. And what user can do, user dashboard. Admin also have a dashboard, admin dashboard. Admin can log in. After that, dashboard will come. User dashboard will come. In user dashboard, user can view, user can search, user can sort the videos, user can like, dislike the videos, and user can comment on videos. And here, what we are doing is this is what user can do. User cannot delete the video, edit the video, and all. They can just only watch. They can just only watch, browse the videos. And actually, user can save video to watch later. And this we have implemented with Redux. That means archive the videos or download the videos or save video for watching later, so that whenever they want, they can see what they saved for later. A separate collection will be there for that. So that means this project contains two modules. One is admin module and user. When we launch the project, it will ask, are you admin or user? Admin login, user, enter your credentials. You don't have credentials, then register, right? After register, login, dashboard, all the videos we can see. And this is a complete end-to-end application. So what are the concepts used here? That means in this application, actually these are what modules, huh? These are modules. And what are the libraries, technologies we use here? So technologies. So what are the technologies we are using is, so we are using React for UI, and we are using Express.js as middleware, and Node.js for server, and we are using MongoDB as for database. Means this is for people who know this. If you don't know this, then there is no point at all, right? A project can be explained to whom? Who knows everything. Simply you come and ask, like, I want a project. What we will do? Right? So that means it is for a person who have complete idea on end-to-end design development. He knows how to create APIs. He knows how to consume the APIs and use the APIs. Right? They can build a project. Right? So and here this have React for UI. Actually, it is officially called as MERN stack. It is a MERN stack app, a MERN stack application. That means MongoDB, Express.js, React, and Node. It can be replaced with mean stack, where Angular will come in picture in place of. So because several companies ask MERN stack developers, only MERN stack developers, the knowledge of all this. So here, what is the point? We need to create APIs, services, and everything. For example, you see, and this project, I have this project already, because for our full stack people separately, when they learn, this is a video library project. You can see this is one video library. It is a TypeScript application. Actually, in this, we have a server folder. There, the server side logic is written. CJS means common JS. Common JS is a module system, because in TypeScript, by default, CJS is enabled. If CJS is enabled, it is a common JS module system. Generally, we have UMD, AMD, different module system. In that, JS files are enough. But in TypeScript, when you are adding any JavaScript library for backend framework and all, we have to make it as what? CJS, common JS. And in this CJS, you can see the entire connections are created. This is well known to our people who learnt already MongoDB and all. That means how to connect with database, how do we read the data. It is having categories, products, users, admin, all the APIs are created. If you are a Java, Python, or any other technology people, you will learn in that technology how to create such APIs. Right? You will learn how to create such APIs methods. And these are all the routes for that project. Admin can log in, admin can add, admin can edit, admin can delete. So user can read, user can watch those videos. Everything is defined here. And what happened is, in this, actually, you see, there is a package JSON. In that we have a API. npm run API will run the node API JS. Actually, previously we were using JSON file now, right? So means JSON server, but this is the real API, the coming from the backend node server. It will use node server api.js. That means it will run this file. Automatically API will be running on port number 5050. And what we have done in our TypeScript project in SRC, all the contracts are separate. Category contract for categories of videos, video contract for video details, video related details, and we have slicer, video slicer, and we have store. This is the video store, right? But very important is all the libraries you need to install for this. Then only this project will work. And see, in components, we are having components: add video, admin dashboard, admin login, delete video, everything. All the routes are configured in this video library. Index page will be there. Where is index page? So video library home. So video library dashboard, edit video. So we have app.tsx. Yeah. In app, all the routers are configured. So I will share this video library project with you, but to run it successfully, you need to install so many libraries. Huh? What are the libraries you need to install is actually it is using backend also. So what you have to do is npm install. So this is for backend. Huh? For backend. So actually you need a MongoDB also installed in your computers. npm install express course, and that's enough for backend. MongoDB. These are for backend. You need to set up this. And for front end, what you have to do? You need to use npm install. What is it? You need to install Formic for forms. You need to install Yup for validation. You need to install Axios. You need to install React Router DOM. You have to install React Cookie. Am I right? React Cookie. What else? You need to install Bootstrap. You need to install Bootstrap icons. And you need to install Redux also. Right? What is Redux? So Redux.js. Yeah. So Redux library you need to install. npm install Redux toolkit React Redux. So npm install Redux.js. I will give here itself. Redux.js / okay Redux.js, and what we need, toolkit and React Redux also. Redux.js toolkit, and we need React Redux. Redux. This is the library we need to set up. If you are using MUI, we have to install MUI also, na? MUI core, MUI, yeah. So MUI core, and you need emotion, React emotion style. These are new, na? So at the net MUI / what is it, material, at the net emotion style, and at the net emotion React. Emotion style and emotion React. These are enough. Huh? These are the backend libraries you need to set up. Let me install this. In this project, means if we are using those in this project, I will open the terminal. And obviously here we need to set up those libraries. Okay, now so front-end libraries. These are the front-end libraries. Huh? So anywhere spelling mistakes not there now, they will not work again. Okay, all these libraries are set up now. And actually in this project, we need npm run, what is it? API. API will run the API. It is started on 5050. It is a backend server. And we need one more npm run dev. This is our application. And this is the video library project. Just rough design. In this video library project, admin can log in, user can log in. But admin don't have a registration. Admin don't have any registration. Admin is having only, it's a simple design. Another complex design also is there. This is a simple design. Admin needs a ready-made user. Actually, you see admin login, I will give here. In the store, not store, in the components, admin login. Actually, it is using get admin. Admin have a ID and password. Huh? So actually it is in MongoDB. In MongoDB, so you can see uh, it is expecting a database called. So it is expecting a database called video project. Actually in MongoDB, we have to create this database called video project. And in this, it is expecting TBL videos. That is okay. Where is admin related login? API will be there. Get admin. This is TBL admin is the table name. TBL admin is the table name. So video project TBL admin, and admin have details to verify. What details we are verifying for admin is, so admin login has details like we are verifying admin password and admin ID, admin underscore ID. So it is having, so admin underscore ID. This is some admin, John 123 something. So I will give this like John underscore NIT something. Password is John. Just roughly I given one admin. We can create a registration form also for that. So admin will log in. What is admin ID? John underscore what? NIT. And what is his password? John. Login. Then admin dashboard will come like this. Huh? In the dashboard, what admin can do? He can add a video. Video screen will come. In that, they can enter video ID, video title. For example, we will take YouTube. In this YouTube, you select any video. Suppose this is different types of videos are there. This is category wise actually. So this actually requires one more table, categories table also in the API, because every video belongs to a category. In the API, we have a categories table. Let's see, get categories where is present. Get categories. and every category will have a category ID. We will go to the dashboard and add video. So yeah, category contract. Go to definition. Every category will have these details. Category ID and category name. That means actually in database, one more table is required. TBL what? Categories. In that they will have a categories like category underscore ID. So this is one, and category underscore name, and this is like Java. So similarly, another category is suppose another one is two. This is some cloud. Suppose I given some AI. Okay. So another some three categories are there. The category is three, and this is some React. These are the categories we have. What is the point here is when admin is adding any video, the categories will come from the categories table. Is it Java, AI, or React? It will come from the categories table. So I'm adding suppose one video. You see, suppose UI React or some AI video is there. Okay, let's copy this video. How we can copy the video code and go to title, and video ID is one. Title is build AI agents, and description is workshop something. Comments is something. URL https colon double slash www.youtube.com/embed and slash that video code, whatever the video code you copied for that video. Likes at temporarily some 100, views suppose some 200, like this. Category, this belongs to which category? AI. And when I click add video, video added successfully, it will go into the dashboard and show. We can edit the video. So we can edit the video and build AI agents demo 1. So I click on save. So modified successfully, it will go back into this. Now what we can do is I will upload a proper complete project where sign in, sign out, all options are available with good user interface. This is just a process I showed. Right now, what user can do? User can log in and user can watch these videos. That means we haven't given sign in here actually. What this is now user login. User don't have an account. He can create account. User ID is some David NIT. So username is David. Password is supposed David. Email is some David. Something like this. Gmail. Okay. And mobile is some mobile number. Something. And click on register. So registered successfully, then go to login, David NIT, and the password is what? David. He will log in and he can watch the video. This video is uploaded by admin. Here, filtering, sorting, searching, sign out, everything is there. But that complete project I will upload where we have implemented filtering, searching, pagination, sorting, everything is there. Right? But this is, remember, for the people who have a knowledge on backend. Right? If you don't have any knowledge of backend, there is no use of this one. But our people who learned full stack development, they have an idea on this, so then they can use. If you belong to Java or Python technologies, then your trainers of Java, Python will teach you how to integrate it. Right? So because everywhere the process is little different. Right? So once you know this, I hope you are clear. I will upload this complete project with good interface and everything. I will share for our people who are aware of Stack. right? They can try the process and all. How do we manage this complete project? Now, after this, I will have to give you an introduction to one is React Native and Next.js. Next.js, React Native testing. These three introduction are there. With that, you will finish every part that we will take on Saturday session. Saturday same time will be there. Our session completed, but additionally, I am giving some overview on Next.js and overview on React Native, how to create mobile native apps, how to create server side frameworks integration. So one overview I will give. So that I will take on Saturday session, and I will upload all the FAQs related to all the concepts. Till now you have learned a complete FAQs document. I will upload, check that, right? So with this we complete all the concept. So I will share two projects with you. This project is video library. Similarly, another project, a shopping app, online shopping app. In class we created a shopping related interface na. Similarly, I will create a full stack application is there. I will post that also. Those two projects you can practice if you have knowledge of Stack. Okay, right? In that everything is implemented. Redux implementation of all of them. How server side rendering works and all we will see in Next.js. So tomorrow onwards we don't have session for you, right? So then our next session we will meet on Saturday same time. Saturday same time we will meet, and in Saturday session we will learn about the basics of Next.js and React Native, how they work. That is not mandatory. Who are interested, they can attend. That is for the people who want an idea on how the other frameworks are integrated, right? Then with this we complete all the concepts. I will upload into the Git link. Git, I will update everything. Okay, right? Thank you. Yes, Sonu Kumar, what is your doubt? Yes, Sonu, what is your doubt?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, on which link are you uploaded the notes for the this TypeScript classes?
Uh,
Sir, I am not able
Notes.
to
You
find
want
the
notes, na?
TypeScript
Your
classes.
doubt is about notes, na?
Yes, sir.
I will upload notes. Don't worry. Yeah.
Sir, but not join
Uh, what is your
Google class link. I am not
class
joined.
link is not there. Huh? Take it
Yes.
easy. Okay. All
Okay, sir.
these days, what you are doing, you better contact admin. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Uh, yes, Harish.
Uh, yes. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I am a full stack student, full stack Java
Of
student.
Acha. So
So I don't know about Express.js and Node.js. So how do
Then your full stack Java people will teach you about how to deal with microservices, Spring Boot. They will teach you how
yes.
to create APIs and they will show you how to integrate them with your React.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so these projects
Y-
I don't add na, in my resume and
You
everything.
can add, you can just change the backend with your Java boots. Na?
Okay.
Project is same for every people. Na?
Okay.
Only the way how you define the business logic will change, right?
Okay. Yes.
You can put any project, just you change your backend. Na?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
yeah.